will.
I will.
I must.
I must.
I can.
I can.
I will.
I will.
I must.
I must.
Thank you so much. Clap your hands as you sit down. Early this year, there's been a transition in my life. Most of you know I was working for Sin Media as a sales executive. I joined them in 2017. And part of what I was doing was this kind of work. You know, sometimes you go up in the world and you put things aside to try to focus on the main thing, right? And I was working a 9-to-5 job, and I was making my life job now my side hustle. So, for most of you who are working a 9-to-5, and you still want to transit into building your own thing, there's a word of Jim Rohn. He says something important. He said, work until your side hustle becomes your main hustle. You know, be in an evolving stage. The idea of moving from goals to growth is asking yourself this question: the kind of job that I am doing today, filing, court cases, presentations, CEOs, how can I integrate it with the gifts that I have and create something that I can offer to the community? There are so many people who are asking themselves, well, I'm in a 9-to-5, it's paying this, how can I be able to move from that kind of environment in order to see myself doing this thing? I'm so happy Mohammed Franz talked about that. But here, I want to, in one point, show you something that I'm really working on. And even my second book, Embrace Your Greatness, it will be much about that. My gifts, my work, and the needs of others. In simple terms, ask yourself this question: what kind of skills, what kind of information, thank you so much, page 1, that's good, that's good. So, what kind of skills in that gives, what kind of information, what kind of experiences, what kind of networks, the people that I hang around, what information have they given me that I can start molding and creating something out of? Here's what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you maybe, for once you have traveled to a different country, a different community, and they have been doing things in a different way than you are seeing that they are doing in your workplace. And you went to the same insurance company you are working for in South Africa, and they have a different kind of model of how they do things, and that productivity is increasing. Or for example, you go for a conference and you meet a person and they tell you something that you never knew before, but that could be helpful and impactful for you. So ask yourself these questions. With all the experiences that I've been to, the information that I've heard, what can I create that can be a product to the market? Because most of the time, we want something new. We wait for that right moment, right time, to have that brilliant idea that no one ever has done before in order for us to start in a journey. No, but only so small. That is the lame excuse, I'll say that we normally use to make ourselves feel good. Because if we are thinking of something that we think we have been ordained to do, something we think that God has attached to us, I'm going to be biased. Because with my first book, I'm believing that every person, when people are giving birth to children, it's like this, it's like a process. Have you seen how Coke does the thing? They keep on moving, stempiwa, priceiwa, hela, right? And then packaged, and then to the shop. I'm a firm believer that every individual, because science don't lie, you are 1/400 million probability of you having you here. So God is not going to do something which is not going to be used. As you are given birth, you are given something on top of you. Mompoloki Makwana, you are going to be doing this on earth. There is a certain task that God sets for you that you alone are going to implement, and no one else will do that. Please take this into your mind. There is something that you were designed for that no other person can deliver that thing. And if you are not implementing that thing, other people are suffering because you are holding back from the gift that was given to you. When you think in that way, when people start complaining about there's no market, you don't do it for the market, you do it for God or the higher power you believe in. You know that you were set here for what? For a purpose, which is what I want you to write in that cycle of gifts. A purpose. There is something. And when we say, what is the purpose of a chair? There are certain criteria, certain activities that were designed in you in order for you to deliver that purpose. And here's the funny part. It does not come with you and all of a sudden you come and you are 10 years and then you start preaching the word of God. God does this in an amazing way. He brings people because we live with people. I remember Paul. He said, people were coming to Paul. Paul, how can we live around these heathens, people who don't like Christ? He said, we cannot anyhow isolate ourselves from everyone, right? But what we do, our work, will speak for Christ because we are the brand ambassadors of Christ. So what God does is He brings people in your life that are going to say some things that are going to trigger the purpose you were set on here for. For me, it was Les Brown. He said when he was growing up, he had his mother, and his mother was a teenage mother, so she gave birth to twins, Leslie Brown and the other one, I don't know the name. And then the mother was saying, I cannot do this, I cannot raise these kids, I am going to take these kids, put them in abandoned building and run away. And she did that. And when she did that, there was a lady who came forward. She took the kids and adopted them and raised them in the standards that says this is how life is. And by raising that, God aligned the activity of you being thrown away to being you adopted, being raised to become one of the best motivational speakers in the world. So God is going to bring certain people who are going to trigger certain things in you in order to inspire the gift that you have in you. Even the Bible says, stir up the what? The gifts. So there are certain experiences. How are you going to be able to take out that gift? There are certain experiences, number one, that you are going to have traveling, and you're saying, wow, people do things this way. How can I implement this back at home? How can I implement in our country? That is number two. And then number three, you are going to see some things. Looking around and observing, you are starting to see things and say, but we can do this better. That is number three. And then after you find that those gifts, what skills do you have? What knowledge do you have? What networks of people do you have that you can use and build something around that? And then with your gifts, ask yourself, what are the needs of people in our communities that I can solve with the gifts that I have? For me, it's speaking. For me, it's writing. For me, it's blogging. That's all I can do. If you resonate with me with speaking, there are people who say, no, man, you don't know how to speak. I only want to read your book. I like it when I read your book. And there are those people who will not read my book, they will listen to me speak. Or they will watch the videos. So, in different ways, find out, what do people need that my gifts can serve? What do people need that my gifts can serve? There is always a need in the society. And the Bible says something profound. It says, the great among you are those who serve. He said, the most important thing is not receiving, because giving starts the process of receiving. So giving is more important than receiving. He said, blessed is the hand that gives. So be in a service-oriented mentality. What do I have? How can I offer it so that tomorrow we can see a better community? I've seen people who are not selfish. You know how people do it? They will say, no, Mr. Makwana, don't write this full. This is a page. This is a book. You can't write this. You should write this as a book and package it. And the people who don't give, they end up occupied with things they don't want, so they don't have space to receive the things they want. If you give, you are allowing space for flow. Life is about flow. So be in the hunger to serve the need that is existing. He said, if you want to get what you want, give people what they want, and sooner or later they will give you what you want. And I say this Ignato stuff where we work with corporates, and I say to them, people who are willing to work more than they are paid for, sooner or later they get paid for more than they do. Because not only do they portray that they can do this, they are showing the self-leadership skills. They are willing to go an extra mile. When a person is willing to go an extra mile, when it's 5 p.m. and we say it's time up, they still have 3 more hours to go. Not that they don't have anything to do, but they don't stop when they are tired, they stop when they are done. So we have to create that mentality of getting things done. And the more we get things done, the more we get in the momentum of receiving. And I'm challenging you. The reason why you are not receiving is because you're not giving. You get what you give. And you're still waiting. When my time comes, when that money comes, you are not giving. be willing to find the gifts that you have and be willing to be of service to the society. Right? And then ask yourself again, with these gifts that I have and meeting the needs of other people, how can I use these gifts to improve my work? I don't know where you are working, but I know that you have some skills that sometimes you know because the job description does not say you can motivate employees. You are not doing it because it was not written. You are waiting for them. If I do it for are you going to raise my money? What's in it for me? I want us to kill the what's in it for me mentality and understand that there are people. You know what the funny part? Sometimes I'll be speaking here like I'm speaking and this is on record and I post this video on YouTube and I get a gig from Nigeria to come and speak and I was just speaking for you for 200 people. It's not what's in it for you. It's what am I becoming as I do these things. From goals to what am I becoming as I serve more, as I do more, as I go an extra mile? What am I becoming because of what I'm doing? I have seen my life change from speaking for free. We used to have the first annual Unleashing Your Potential conference, and it was zero cooler, and somehow we were able to feed the people at ABM. I was so surprised. And I said, if God operates in this way, then we are taking to the next level. And today, Unleashing Your Potential conference, it's a fully packaged conference. It started for free, feeding the people. If you give people what they need, sooner or later you will get what you need. How can you serve in your work environment and do much better than other people are doing? I normally say this quote every single morning. I'm posting a quote. I call it Greatness Daily. And now I'm changing to say 2020 Growth because it's a program that we are introducing. So what I'm saying is, let other people complain and not you. Let other people blame circumstances and people and not you. Let other people hold their hands and wait for the right time and not you. Let other people wait for that defining moment where they'll be promoted and not you. Focus on becoming better every single day. You can get better by doing. Everyone can talk. Even the gentleman said, Lil Wayne said, talk is cheap. Right? But you have to pay. Even attention is not free. You have to pay attention. So be willing to serve in order to get better in what you do. And I'm saying, it sounds cliche, but some of you right now, your breakthrough is for you to just release that one song and it takes you worldwide. To release that book and it takes you to where you never thought it could be. It will do that, but it will not do that until you act and deliver on that. But there's an element that I'm lacking now when I'm talking about this, is to have faith. Fundamental base is to have faith. Faith to believe that the things that we see today, ladies and gentlemen, were made out of the power that we cannot see. So that we can believe and say, I can have a car because we know the things we see today are made out of the power that we cannot see. Have faith that the things will evolve as we keep on going. That faith gives us patience to be able to understand that it may not happen at the time frame I thought it will happen at, but it will happen. I love what Steve Harvey said recently. He said, if you stick your existence on the mission that you have, it may not happen today, but with time, it shall happen. And most of us, we know in our lives, in our personal stories, there are times when we say, I want this, and you don't know how it happened. But the faith spoke for you and stood on your behalf in getting the things that you have today. There's a quote I like so much. The gentleman said, remember, there are things that you prayed for, and God answered. Now it says, you can still pray more, and God will still answer. Where you are today, you once prayed for it. With tears running down and say, if I can see myself there. And today you are here, which means you can still build tomorrow with the same model. That's all I wanted to say with that. At the time, people know what they don't want, but they're not specific with the things they want. What do you want? So many people today are not getting the things they want because they have not yet defined the things they really want. People who are making progress today, people who are making successes, are the people who are willing to define that thing that which they want. And not only that, Eric Thomas recently started a program called the 1%. He's showing people how to execute, people how to get things done, how to kill procrastination. And he said, when you answer this question of what do you want, it's not only about you. question, and the question is, what do you want out of life? And you are able to say, I want this, and it's all about you. He said you are in the survival mode. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Even my daughter, when I call her, she said, bicycle. She already has something that she wants. And then I was told, bicycle, everyone wants something, but it's those who are willing to speak existence and get things done that get something out of that. So when you say, what do you want? We're not only talking about you, we're talking about generations to come. We're talking about your son. I remember she talked about legacy. It's a topic that I've learned a lot this year about legacy. It's not about you, Mr. Makwana. It's about the upcoming generations. When we operate in that mindset, we don't do things today to be recognized. We do things today because we know the long-term effect. So I want you to answer this question as we did this room. What is exactly that you want? It's not about you. It's about your relatives. It's about your friends. It's about your community. And the moment you do that, it helps you to discover the real purpose that you were set on earth for. When it's about you, it's survival mode. When it's about them, it's thriving mode. Because you are not saying, I'm not going to share the information so that I get the promotion. You share the information so that the whole organization can benefit. When people are in, I want this, they don't share the knowledge because they think if they share knowledge, people will take their positions. When people is about them, about me, I'm not going to create this event and invite Mohammed friends because he will take my clients. When it's about them, it's how can I serve people better so that their lives can get better. And the more you serve people and they see that you are serving them out of the deep of your heart with not any intention, the more they help you to get what you want. The secret to life is this. There's no secret at all. People who need the things they need, they are willing to work and get them. But not only that, they're not willing to wait for the right time. They are willing to offer themselves, the service that people need. Unselfishly, I don't know if there's a way. Not in a selfish way. So, be in that position of delivering and helping people to get to where they want to go. What does it take to get
what you want?
Here I was thinking of the principles of sacrifice. So many people are not willing to sacrifice to get the things they want. Everyone else today, they have a list of the things they really want to have, but most people never know the things that's required out of them in order to get the things they want. They just simply want it. But they are not willing to go through the sacrificing phase to get the things that can move them from the comfort zone. There's one of you wrote about the comfort zone. And most of the time, people are not willing to act because of fear. The fear of the unknown. The fear of failure. The fear of what will people say. The fear of what if things work out and I'm not ready. What if things don't work out and I'm not ready. Fear is what? False expectation. Exactly. False evidences appearing real. How do we get through fear? How do we break through from the mindset of what if things don't work out? The reason why people are hesitant to act as we head into 2020 for making those decisions that can transit their lives, their relationships, and the entire community is because they don't have the information that can tell them that it's possible. And we cannot get information until we act. So life is about find out what you can do now in order to be to the next phase. Most people are not acting today because they are scared, because they don't have enough information of what will turn out. But we only get information as we get more information and we get more information and we read those books and we listen to those podcasts. We go for those seminars. We get more information that it's possible. If Mohammed Francis' story was that I was working, I left the job, and then it died off, then no one will be willing to take the risk. If he didn't share the part that, my company is growing now, we move from 9 employees to 24 employees now, we will not act. So we have to acquire as much as information as we get in order for us to be able to make decisions that can make breakthroughs in our lives. Let's all say breakthrough.
Breakthrough.
Let's say breakthrough.
Breakthrough.
Let's say breakthrough.
Breakthrough.
There is something that Eric Thomas normally likes to say. He said, when you go through your go-throughs, you must be willing to go through. That's what Franz was saying. He said, pain is temporary, but if you quit, however, it will last forever. But we only get more confident and confident when we execute and execute and execute and execute. I still remember so well, back in the years, and people would say, you and your friend, you are going to end in prison or in the grave. Because we will walk around the village and we will steal whatever that was available. We will break into houses, break these watermelons. We will go into a field, 1 hectare field, and start breaking watermelons into half. And people look at me and say, with this action that you are doing, with this information report that we have, this is where you're going to end. In prison or dead. Unfortunately, we lost my friend a year ago. He was killed by people. But I managed to break through because of the consistency to say, I can get better. I can do better. And then I asked God, but why did you have to put me through this phase where my mother had 3 kids, they died, and I came in, and I'm supposed to be the one who's taking care of her, and I started doing those things. Because sometimes you don't know what you're capable of doing. And because sometimes you have this gift and you haven't exploited it yet, you haven't triggered it yet, and you start doing things that does not make sense. So what moved me, what I had to take, what it took for me was to deal away with the old me and try to refine myself and become the person I am today. So people will look and say, wow, you are lucky because sometimes ask yourself, what did it take for someone to get from where they were to where they are today? It takes sacrifice. You must be willing to sacrifice the mindset you have, the people you used to hang around, the knowledge you used to have in order to go somewhere different. If you do what you have been doing, you will keep getting what you were getting. It's Newton's third law of motion. He said an object in motion will keep in motion until an external factor causes it to behave somehow. Again, yes. He said a body at rest will stay at rest until an external factor causes it to behave somehow. What does it mean for us as individuals behind objects? A person in an abusive relationship will keep being in until a person earning 2,000 pula will keep earning 2,000 until a person who's thinking about starting a business will keep thinking. It's simple as that. If we want something, we must be willing to commit. And the question, what does it take? It takes all of you to build something beautiful and lasting. That's the last quote that I shared. I remember 3 days ago. I said, it takes all of you to build something beautiful and that lasts. That's what I was thinking about. That sometimes the forces that you have broken through, people have not seen them. So when they see you, they say, I want to be a speaker as well. I want to host a seminar as well. Look at the experiences that you have, the knowledge that you have, the people that you have met, and build a product out of that. It takes all of you to build something that is lasting and beautiful. What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? Here's a statement you can qualify with. So many people want the results they see, but they are not willing to go through certain things in order to get those results. In other words, I want to get to New York, but I don't want to use flights, I don't want to use any other mode, I just want to get there. So many people today are not making the breakthroughs and the successes they could be making because they are not willing to take the responsibility in order to get to where they want to go. So I'm challenging you as you're sitting here today. There are sacrifices in friendships, the people you keep, the energy you keep, the people you surround yourself with. One of the best things that we can talk about is when we talk about the relay of Botswana in the Olympics. And when they put together the team, and you look in the names, Nigel Amos, Isaac Makwana, and they put someone there that will not complement the whole team to really win the race, we are bound to lose or we are bound to win. When you look at the people in the team, some of you, your breakthrough is waiting because you are not rolling with the right team. the right people who can push you every single day to get to where you want to go. Some of you are keeping the people so that they can keep supporting you, even if you see that this support is not for you to get where you want to go. I normally put it this way. I say some of you are in a boat, and this boat is going to Maralata. You want to go to Matatani, but because you want to please these people, you keep on that boat and hoping that when they get there, they will maybe pass there. And along the way, you lose time, you lose friends, you lose your family, and this thing is killing you, but you don't have the boldness to let go of that. Let's not talk about friendship. Some of you love your phone so much that every single day it has to be the priority. Every single morning when you wake up, the thing that you are met with is the Youth of Botswana post. And your day is wired like that the whole day. The joke that you can share is the joke that you saw in the morning. So you are programming yourself every single day to become that person who is reacting and not creating. I know she's always killing me. Say, you don't listen to our local news. You always think of motivation. I know, but sometimes when you allow other things to infiltrate you, the ship does not sink because of the weight, but because of the water that gets into the ship. So most of us, they are broken sheep. We allow anything to go and dictate you anyhow. Your progress in work, your progress in your business is not lagging behind because you are not capable, but because you are allowing this negative energy to infiltrate you. What do you have to sacrifice in order to make your dreams a reality? You, only alone you, can answer the question. What else? Sometimes it all starts with you being grateful. Every morning, just write 5 things or 10 things you are grateful for. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for what? I don't know what you are grateful for. And start looking at that list that you have written down and say, what can I build out of the things that I already have? Because most of the time, people are not able to act or come up with ideas because they don't appreciate what they already have. And therefore, they start looking outside the window while the help they need is just inside them. What are you grateful for? And what can you use what you have today to build something new? I have 5 minutes. What I wanted to share is this, ladies and gentlemen. It's one thing. Every individual that is here today, you have something that is attached to you and to your life. And other people today are suffering in their marriages, are suffering in their businesses, are suffering in their organizations and relationships because you are hesitant to make that thing a reality. The gentleman said, the richest place is not in Africa where they have the diamonds, the ivory, and the elephant killing of elephants. The richest place is in the graveyard where people have died with songs they never released, music they never produced, books they never written, ideas they never implemented, great inventions, drawings and designs that they never did because they did not have the courage to implement and do those things. I want you to remind you that every single day, that idea you had of doing something came to you because it had to be implemented, because there are people who are waiting for that. If it's for you, the market research may say 0, but when you create it, you are going to get 100%. There are certain things, I cannot share them, I cannot tell you how, but when you start activating yourself and getting things done, certain doors that you thought will take you 10 months will take you 10 seconds. There are people that will think it will take forever to sit down with them, but when you implement what God has put in your heart, it will take you nothing, and not even an appointment through a PA. So I'm challenging you to find that thing out. What is it that makes me speak? What is it that turns me on? What is it that sets my soul on fire? And spend the rest of your life chasing after that thing. You may not be full-fledged. You may still be working on a side hustle. And I'm saying keep at doing that until the time comes and you are able to stand on your feet and walk. When does the kid walk? When do babies start to walk? When they start to walk. We don't allow them to walk and they fall, hey, get out of the way, you cannot walk. We are patient and we help them to walk until they can say mama or papa, until they can talk what they want to get. So be that relentless as a baby in pursuit of what God has set you on earth to do. Les Brown put it this way. He said, when you are dying on your deathbed and people are crying, you know, there are angels who are crying, who have been set on this earth with you to accomplish a mission, and you have never activated them because you never got the chance to do the things you were called to do. And I'm challenging you, give back to your greatness and serve humanity. Thank you so much.
My name is Sanju. I'm Mompoloki Makwana's business partner, and I'm an author of the book called The Best Version of You. The Best Version of You actually is just a book, a personal development book that makes you discover the greatest asset that you have, which is you. The only person who is going to be responsible for the life that you want to have is you, nobody else. Not your sister, not your mother, not your brother, not your father. Yes, your mom and your dad, they brought you in this earth, they did their job, they are done with you. So, for you to... that sounded very wrong.
That's true, that's true.
So, for you to achieve your greatness, for you to give back to your greatness, everything and anything that you need is you. Have you ever thought about everything that we are using Molehatsing? It comes from the same earth that we live in. There's no stone or there's no bill or book or paper or anything. Say it has been transferred from Mars, or we got it from the moon, or we everything we have right now is from Earth. Look at this glass. It has been manufactured somehow from something So the same way applies with you. Everything that you need to achieve your dreams is within you. So don't look anywhere other than you. Yes, you may get help from other people. You may get help from mentors, from your colleagues and everything, but it all starts from within. What you need is from within. Mine, whatever it is, say was a poker for you to achieve your dreams. That's what the best version of you is all about. Thank you very much.
I don't know if he shared, mostly when he's speaking, like sharing about them, but sometimes it gets too quick, you know what I mean? It's concentrating on you too. Yeah, too excited. No, I don't mean that. In some good way. So we have a program called Ignite Your Staff program, whereby we're dealing with staff, different employees from different organizations and companies, CEOs, like we have people who are business business managers or business leaders, whatever. So that's what we do. We deal with corporate, we teach about high performance, and we have a corporate guide to performance culture, a booklet that we have authored that's going to be released very soon before the end of this year. Me and Mr. Makwana together, right? So mark that. And then we have another program called Teach to Impact, where we deal with the 21st century students, or we talk to teachers on how to deal with the 21st century students. You know, times have changed. Our young people now, they are very, 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 very intelligent, more than we think. You can be suppressing your kids at home, thinking that what they are thinking or what they are saying is something that they shouldn't say because you think they are young. But they know more than we know. Do you know that? Yes. Because they are in a knowledge-based generation where they have got access to information anyhow. So the teachers can close them out because they think what they should bring up on the table to say, this is how you need to teach us. They think they don't know anything. So they are suppressing them, right? So we are trying to help with that. And then we have another thing that I'm going to talk about. The Empowering Your Vision is another program on RB2 every Tuesday, 5:30. I think most of you are aware of it. If not, participants or listeners to it every time. So you should be aware of it now. 5:30 every morning. It caters for you because everyone who wakes up early going to work or something, you can listen before you go to work, right? It's motivation. Good. Right? And then
The magazine.
the other thing that you have also, we have the magazine. It's called Prime Magazine, right? Prime Magazine is on the way, so I believe most of you should feature in it because we have another part that you have not yet completed doing, which is where we talk about the stories from the closet. I believe you are the right people for the stories that we can have in the magazine, right?
Yes.
So contact us, you have your story, contact us so that we can interview you. We have our journalist over there, Topobo Kete, she's the one who do the interviews. So just contact us, we will get you to know how to meet her, right? Thank you. And then the last thing, I have my own book that I authored.
What's that?
That I authored.
Okay.
Right? It's called Master Destiny. Master Destiny, it's all about mastering the life before you can live it. Master anything that you want to go into before you go into it. Imagine stepping into this room, not knowing what to expect inside this room. What if you're gonna die inside there? What if there are people waiting with guns? So you have to know that I'm going for an empowerment. That's how you are ready. Right? Before you brand yourself, you need to know what kind of brand or what kind of clothing code I need to put on for the event that you're going into. You know, clothes are made on coats. Do you know that? There are clothes that are made specifically for swimming, for summer, for winter, all that, you name it. So you can put on a swimming costume in this room. I mean, you understand?
Yes.
So Master Destiny is all about master the purpose that you need to accomplish on earth before you can do it. Then start doing it, step to step until you make it. It's all about one thing, but we learn it from different perspectives. So it's better to know my perspective, then I can learn your perspective, then you can learn. You don't know, maybe my perspective can be even clearer to you to connect to yours. Right? That's what happens. So thank you so much for having me, and good luck.
There are people who were saying on public speaking, I recommend this book. It's a great book on sharing your story, presentation, and stuff like that.
I will.
I must.
I must.
I can.
I can.
I will.
I will.